Now you question if it's time for you to leave. Is it time for you to say something? Is it time? And it's like you don't want to get the timing wrong because then you feel like you might say or do something and God didn't tell you to do it or say it. And you want to just know for certain, right? So this video is going to show you, it's going to help you understand divine timing. So I believe in spiritual guidance. It's the way I live my life. And it's how spirit reaches out to you. So now that can be obviously our higher power, but also it's our ancestors, our spirit guides, it's our angels, it's our archangels, it's our whole entire spiritual team. And it's important to know when divine timing is really at play, like it's activated, because you want to be in alignment with God's plan, right? And so we all get out of alignment, every single one of us. But it's a matter of getting back into alignment, that's all. And timing is everything. This is how you know when you're in alignment, is when things like this happen. When you're at the bus stop or something and you just happen to see 1111, right? It's not a coincidence. Like you all of a sudden hear or feel that you need to look up, and you look at the car that goes by and the license plate is 4 1s, and you're like, what? I keep seeing 1111, or a number sequence that is following you, right? It's because you're in alignment with that energy. What about when you find other ways that you're in the right place at the right time, right? That is divine timing activated. And so it's important because when you're not in a divinely timed flow, that's when things just go haywire. But when you're not in the flow, the way to handle life is to learn from that low period, is to learn how can you get back into balance? How can you get into alignment? So let's say, for example, there's a layoff happening at your job. You want to know, is it time for you to leave? Well, first of all, understand that even though you may not feel like you're in alignment with that job, you're in alignment because you're experiencing something that you're going to benefit from, even though you may be one of the ones that are getting laid off. How can you benefit from that? What is it teaching you? What is it growing inside of you? How are you able to help somebody else? Karma is real. So if you're able to bless somebody, that blessing is going to come back to you even stronger, because then it gained momentum on the way back to you. Okay? So divine timing is everything, but it's not always pleasant. Okay? It's divinely timed for you to go through that layoff because the next position is even better. You're in a much better place in your life. It may be something totally different from the job that you're doing. It might be something that you've always dreamed of, right? It could also be that a different career altogether. It could be you going into your business. It could be you just doing so much traveling, right? But before that blessing hits, It feels like torture. It feels like, all hope is lost. But divine timing is so important because you need to know which direction to go in. And how can you do that if you're not following the signs? So, spiritual guidance is embedded in divine timing. How do you know it's time? How do you know it's time? And God is telling you that it's time. You know it through your dreams. Before anything happens, you're going to know because you're going to hear it, see it, feel it, so much so that you will believe it, and you'll be hard pressed for anybody to try to shake you from it. Okay? Hey, hey honey, how you doing? And like, for example, there was a time that I was being laid off and I felt it, but I wasn't sure. Then I dreamt and I knew I was having an out of body experience because in that dream, it was Puff Daddy, it was it Biggie Smalls, and I was being rushed from backstage into a limousine. They were in the limousine. They were wearing all white and they were like, just come with me. We got you. Everything's going to be okay. And I'm like, okay. Now I was being rushed, but it was because I felt like I was being rushed from that job. I was being pushed out of my position at the job. But no one was talking about layoffs. But I could feel that energy, like they're going to push me out the door. Like that kind of energy, like I had to watch my back. And I felt like that for probably a good week before I dreamt that. So when in the dream, um, when we got to a certain spot, uh, Puff Daddy and Biggie Smalls was like, okay, you're good. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And they were like, yes, the door is open. You got to go through that door. You good. You got it. You got it. You got this. You got this. And I'm like, are you sure? I look up and there's this big bright light. It was Jesus. Now, did I see an image of a man? No. I saw Jesus's light. I knew at that moment it was Jesus. That's who I felt. I'm not a Christian. I grew up a high. I am spiritual. It's all get out, as you already know. I'm in Spiritual Guidance Academy. And I felt Jesus's presence in that out of body experience, right? So that is all to say, Spirit was telling me it's time. Nikki, it's time. You got to go through that door. Don't fight it, right? Because it's divine timing. Whether you feel ready or not, you're ready. So when I did go to the light, I went to Jesus. Everything was fine. I woke up. I felt great. I felt more relaxed at that moment and was ready to go to that job than I had ever felt. Okay? That same week, maybe a couple days later, I had another dream, and I dreamt that my coworker, was a sweetheart, was in the elevator with the ones that I didn't like, and I felt like they were really had it in for me. And if anybody, they would stab me in the back, but him, I knew he wouldn't. And they all came into the elevator. No, I came into the elevator. They were already there. And they all looked shook. He didn't want to look at me. And I was like, I called his name and I was like, what's wrong? He didn't say anything. Spiritual Superstars, the very next day is exactly what that dream, that vision happened. They had the same clothes on. He didn't look at me when I got into the elevator. And what happened? What happened? This is how you know when it's time. Whatever you're praying for, you know it's time. all of our spiritual sensations were all over me the second that elevator opened. I felt all their energy all at once, to the point where I was like I don't even know if I need to go in this elevator. But you know what? Biggie Smalls said, "Is remember the vision I told you?" Biggie Smalls, Puff Daddy was like, "You ready? You ready?" And I walked into Jesus. So I walked in that elevator. I felt the exact same energy that I did when I walked towards the light in my vision. Okay? So all this to say, when you follow your spiritual guidance, oh, spiritual superstars, honey, it all comes together. Your spiritual guidance is for you. So your timing, hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Many blessings. Your timing is going to be in alignment when it's supposed to be. And by the time that it is, you will have developed whatever it is within yourself that you needed to in order to grab that blessing and hold on to it. What happens is when divine timing happens and we know, we feel it in our soul that it's time. It's time for you to leave that relationship. It's time for you to go start your own career, start your own life. It's time for you to sever ties. It's time for you to build and get to work. It's time for you to do something. It's time for you to go to apologize. It's time for you to go propose. It's time for you to do something, right, that is life changing. You will know it because those signs will be there way before it ever comes down to it. And so life cycles, but your spiritual guidance builds on each other, okay? It's the little puzzle pieces that God puts out there for you to put the puzzle piece of your life together so that you can live the life that you truly, truly, truly desire. Do we go through the ups and downs? Yeah. But how are you using it to get to the next step? So that divine timing is real, it is everything. And sometimes you are being asked to let go of people, let go of things, and it could just be something that is something is fear based for you. You know, you might be harboring this energy within you that's not allowing the blessings to come in and flow freely within you. Okay? So, what's some more ways that you know timing is at play is you could just be standing still and you see a vision. You're going to see a vision of what's to come. You know, you're also going to receive your spiritual guidance from somebody else. Somebody else may say, hey, you know what? I heard so and so was laying off. And you're like, dang, I was just thinking about my job laying off. Like, for real? Yeah, but you know what else? So and so is hiring for the same positions. Ain't that something? And you're like I literally didn't say anything to this person, and they're telling me what I prayed for. So, excuse all the noise. I'm sorry. Just trying to get a moment so that I could come to you. I'm in the bathroom, y'all. Mamas out there, you know that if you need to take a couple minutes in the bathroom, that's your peace. Meditate. Do what you gotta do, okay? Side note. That's just a side note tip. But yeah, you'll know that divine timing is at play. And like I said, it won't always be this joyful experience. We have to go through some of the fire in order to get to the beautiful outcome that you know exists. It's there. Just don't stop while you're being burned, okay? Don't stop because you're being refined. Sometimes you have to go through this trial, the tribulations, you know? Spirit is like that. Spirit is like that. But does that mean that you can't fall in love with God? No, it doesn't. It means your faith needs to be so deep and so strong that while you're going through it, while you're going through the fire, you know there's an outcome that is going to blow your mind. You know that your desire is right on the other side of it. And you have to believe that. And if you don't believe that within yourself, then believe me, borrow my faith. Because I'm telling you, it happens. It is there. Don't let go of your vision. You may have to go through this kind of a road, a path. It won't be like this. You know, you may have to do this, look like that. But honey, you just go through it and get to the other side. Don't let anybody stop you. Divine timing is everything. But look at the signs. So that's really it. That's how you know it's time. Whether you gotta, let's say you're in an abusive relationship and you're like, dang, we got kids together. Should I really leave? Whether you're whatever gender, whatever, doesn't matter. If it's abusive and you gotta go, but you can't find it within you to leave, you're looking for a sign. Is it time? Should I leave? Or maybe even if it's not abusive, but you're just like, are they gonna marry me? Should I leave or what? Am I wasting my time? Look at the different signs. Your spiritual guidance will speak so loud and clear to what goes against your values, you can't ignore it. You'll be so hard pressed to ignore it. And divine source is so incredible. God is so incredible that God will show you your spiritual guidance in a way that nobody else will get it except for you. So let's say you are, because I see somebody in my mind's eye just in the baby's room, it looks like, because I could see some toys and I could see what looks like a toddler's bed and just sitting on there, sitting on the floor, it's a carpet floor, playing with the baby. Baby just really playing by themselves. You are in deep thought and you're thinking about leaving. And you're going through the different things that have happened. And I can see you counting them on your fingers. Those moments are the moments that God allowed you to go through as a check mark. Check them off. And then you decide that it's time. And whenever you doubt it, ask God. Ask. That's all you have to do is just ask. Please show me my spiritual guidance the way that I can receive it. And Spirit will show you. And it doesn't matter if you call Spirit God, Allah, Jehovah the Most High, Alpha and Omega, our Lord and Savior. Doesn't matter if you say he, she, it. Doesn't matter. What matters is in your heart and soul. Because your intention is what moves everything. Your intention manifests in that energy that you use called action. Okay? So just remember how you know when it's time to go, when it's time to stay, when it's time to do something, when it's time to say something is through the signs. You will know. And here's the last tip. Because if you're looking at this video, undoubtedly you're experiencing an awakening, and that's the moment that Spirit wakes you up to everything that you could ever imagine and couldn't imagine. It's what God wakes you up to the unimaginable, and you just see life differently. Wakes you up to your untapped potential. wakes you up to your purpose, the love of your life, your calling, your mission, wakes you up to being satisfied and fulfilled through the work that you do, wakes you up to just everything that's in your heart and soul. It freaks you out because it's everything all at once. And it defies what is possible for other people around you. So you automatically go into this vacuum with the Most High. It's isolating, it's lonely, but it won't be like that forever. And so the timing is super important to you right now because timing is off. You don't even care about a clock. And you're just like wondering, how do I, when do I move? What do I do? And it is, and you may not feel like this right now, but it's a beautiful, beautiful place to be because you are being divinely guided. And so it's gonna feel off. But just know that when you are a spiritual superstar, when you are wondering, is it time? Is it time to take any action in your spiritual journey? All you have to do is look back and put the puzzle pieces together. And when it freaks you out, when you're like, I can't, I'm too close to it, I can't see it, I don't know what she's talking about, it's too much for me, then come on in to Ask Mama Nicole. Our Facebook group is private. You definitely can trust our spiritual superstars. And anybody that gets in there and is not a spiritual superstar and tries to play games, we shut that down very quickly. Our spiritual superstars don't play because that is our safe zone to express, to ask, to hold each other accountable, to keep it real. So just remember that you got a family, you got us, we got each other, right? I hope that this has helped y'all. I hope it has. If there's anything that you want to discuss, that you want to see a video on, just let me know. I have been away because we also have, we do corporate wellness. And so if you would like us, if you would you like me to be your corporate wellness coach? I would love to be. you know, Comment, let me know. Get your HR, your benefits coordinator, your C-suite execs over to Anré'Vconsultants.com. It's my last name, consultants.com. And we're happy. We are an international comprehensive wellness firm. And so I thank you, Spiritual Guidance Academy. I thank you, Spiritual Superstars, because you started it. You welcomed me into your journey and kept me on the passenger side of your life, and I'm so grateful to you. Anything that I can do, so you know, I'm so sorry. Please subscribe, right, and hit the thumbs up button. Let me know that I've given you some value today because timing is everything. And I don't want you to get it confused with third dimensional timing or this physical space timing because it's totally, totally off. It's totally different. Totally. That's why I will never wear a watch. Never wore a watch. Never felt comfortable. Never. I don't even look at. If I have to look at the time, I look at my phone. We don't have clocks in our home. Last time I had a clock in my home was like almost 30 years ago. We just don't do it. I don't even have the clocks that we do have, like on the microwave, on the stove. They're totally off. And we use military time. Why? Because we know our spiritual numbers come in. And I want you to start looking at that because that's also signs, those symbols, those messages come in. Okay, remember that. Numbers are just symbols, letters are just symbols. But when you break it all down, everything is spiritual. Okay? And so the universe talks to you all of the time. Whether you call that God, your spiritual team, our ancestors, always are communicating with us through spiritual guidance. So I hope that that has really helped you. But definitely get on over to Anré'V Consultants um, and subscribe to our channel. Sure enough appreciate your support over there too as we grow that channel. That is where you can find workplace tips. Um, all of my experience from corporate, I'm bringing to you there so that you can know how to get through those toxic environments. All my superstars that have had these return to office mandates and all of that definitely want to help you get through that. And anyone that is going into leadership or um, has found themselves already in leadership and you need some pointers and some tips there too. So I love y'all and I will see y'all very, very soon. Anything you want to see, comment down below and I will come back and look at everyone's comment and respond.